You're on.
Oh, sorry. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a very special series here on the DAT Network. My name is Aki, my pronouns are she, her, and you can find me on several projects all over the Twitterverse, such as the award-winning podcast Goblets and Gays, Clever Corvids, The City That Never Dies, and Bring Your Own Mech. For the next little while, I will be your lovely GM as we embark on a new mini-series called SHAMBHALA Tides of Change, set in my own homebrew world by the same namesake. SHAMBHALA is heavily inspired by several API mythology, regions, and landscapes, written by a BIMPOC or BIMPOC to explore non-Western/European-centric worlds, and thus the majority of this is deeply rooted away from said familiarities. Joining me today, we have our lovely cast, so please tell us a little bit about yourselves, your characters, and their fondest memories. We will start with Alyssa.
Hello, y'all. My name's Alyssa. You can find me on Twitter at @adisasterqueer, and tonight I am playing Captain Marakit Malari, who uses she/they pronouns and is a Life Oracle gnome. It's a little sour now, this memory, but at the time, Mari's fondest memory was on her previous ship, where she'd spent over a decade working there, and just going back to the small space where she slept, which was covered in trinkets, and just realizing that they knew this ship and being surrounded by people they loved, and this is their home, and just having that, really simple moment of belonging.
Next we'll do Brandy.
Hi everybody, I am Brandy Rose. I am the talk show producer, host, and performer. You can find me on Twitter at the Brandy Rose. My pronouns are she, they, and I play our beloved amnesiac, Mori, who, as I said, amnesiac. But her favorite memory is the first time that she saw the ocean. I think it's the second. She doesn't really know. So the first time she saw the ocean, something clicked and it felt right, and she felt called to it, and it was the first instinct she'd really had after restarting as a blank canvas.
Next we have Hamnah.
Hello everybody, my name is Hamnah and I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer. You can find me on Twitter at @shahid_, where I talk about all of the different projects that I'm a part of. I'm a part of a few different APs, so you can have a full weekend with me if you really want to. Today I will be playing Irha Akhtar, who also uses any and all pronouns, and they are an Oread Orc Druid. I think one of Ira's fondest memories is probably one of their childhood with their parent, Vrithra, who is the healing god, or one of the healing gods in this world of Shambhala. And it is a simple, very simple memory of just them as a child, maybe 7, 8 years old, clinging to the back of Vrithra as Vrithra travels through the lands of Shambhala, going about and doing their business. And they're just there, holding on to this lavender giant divine being and feeling loved, feeling cared for.
That's adorable. And last but not least, Randy.
Hey everybody, I'm Randy Alvarenga. I am also a TTRPG streamer and actor here in the Pacific Northwest. And you can follow me on Twitter, yes, to see the different things I'm in. But just like Hamnah, I am in a lot of things that go together. So come watch me all day Friday. It's fun. I'm playing our haunted rogue. I'm not rogue. Sorry, I'm getting my stories mixed up. Haunted archer ranger catfolk named Ramshu. Yeah, Ramshu Samzai. I'm sorry. It's late in my day.
It's okay. You just you're on all day.
But the fondest memory that he would have is actually the reason he became an archer. It would be training with his father doing the hunt, and that feeling of like finally tracking down an animal and like killing it, not the act of killing in itself, but the act of having finished the hunt. And sort of that's the feeling he's always chasing when he's fighting. He locks on the target and says, "This is who I'm going for," and that feeling drives him forward.
Nice. You can support us here through donations, giving our cast bonuses that they can use throughout the entire campaign. Our donation bonuses are Into the Pool for $5, in which you can add a die to a pool that gives one.
Oh no.
Having an
Anyone
audio
else?
trouble.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. It was really weird. Like, we heard you, and then it just like cut out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come back.
The only
to
reason I
us.
knew it wasn't just me is because I saw Randy's face.
Yeah, I can't hide
Just
it.
the collective confusion.
I was wondering for a moment. Yeah, there's someone in the chat. Oh, it's Jared. That yeah, I think we are fighting a gremlin, and that is exactly what we're fighting. And we'll get you, gremlin. We sure will. With that, why don't we for a moment just say hey to all the new follows that we have. We have Baron Snowhand, Chill Acres, Millie Cartons, Otso Spirit Bear, and Oat Cookie. Thanks for the follows. We love to have you here. All right. Oh no, I thought that would be enough time. I tried, you guys.
That's
Randy
okay.
trying so hard to vamp.
But yes, thank you to everybody new that's joining us. Really excited to share our pirate stories with you.
So, I'm in love with pirates, and that's why this story is making me so excited. Because I've never gotten to play a pirate on a stream, and it's so cool. And to get
me,
to
it's
play,
Honestly,
fact-
the last time I played pirates, I think I was 10. Fond memory, though.
Aww. For me, honestly, the fun part is that we get to play villains. We get to be the bad guys for once.
True. I'm
I
excited.
keep forgetting that Bamori's a bad guy because she's so zen until she like casually sends you hurtling through time and space. Which is definitely an
was a
upgrade
lot.
from the pirate that I played when I was 10, where my ship was a laundry basket. I still fit in those. TBH,
Oh.
if I could probably still fit in a laundry basket. Let's be real.
I used to play in laundry baskets as well. I used to go down them with my little sister. Like, we would like ride it like it was a roller coaster.
Yep. Yep.
Not
Yep,
what
yep.
my mom ever wanted to see us doing.
Do not try this at home. We are professionals.
Professional laundry basket riders, yes.
I apologize
Yes.
for
I'm
my
imagining
mic.
like the
Absolutely.
white, like
Oh!
plastic ones.
Is it better? Can you hear
Yes.
me? Have I returned?
Yes,
it
I
is.
apologize
Welcome
for
back.
my.
Welcome.
Oh gosh.
Okay, it was a gremlin.
It was a gremlin indeed. Where did I leave off with the donations? Or should we just continue?
So I think we went over the follows, but I think we can just talk about all of the donation tiers that we have.
All right. You can support us, hopefully this gremlin microphone too, by donating to our cast. Our donations bonuses are Into the Pool for $5.
Oh no, it did it
Oh
again!
no.
Swap to the other microphone. Lucky.
Yeah.
It's at the exact same time too. Maybe it's the words. Maybe the mic is like no into the
The
pool.
mic doesn't want us to get donations. The mic
So
is
chat, you should prove them
anti-pirate.
wrong. You should prove the
We're
mic
just-
wrong.
You're just gonna get this other mic now. This, can you hear me? Fine.
Yes.
Amazing. Okay, we're just gonna use this mic now, which is my camera mic. And I'm gonna start again. And if it happens again, then the donations are cursed. I don't know what else to say. Into the pool for $5, in which you can add, okay, thank God. You can add a die in a pool that gives a 1d6 bonus to any future roll that any player can use. Private pool for $6, in which you add a die in a pool that gives 1d6 bonus to any future roll that a player of the donator's choice can use. Lucky for $10, in which you roll 2d20s and take the high roll for the future. This can be saved. Unlucky for $11, that forces the player of the donator's choice to roll 2d20 and take the lower on their next d20 roll. Lore drop for $20, which grants a backstory scene to a player of the donator's choice. Magic item for $25, which grants a randomly generated magic item instantly to the player of a donator's choice. Finish them for $30, which grants someone the guaranteed kill on an enemy of the donator's choice. And my favorite, Divine Intervention for $50, in which God shows up. These bonuses will continue on for the next, for the rest of the campaign. So if we end a session and there are still d6s in a pool, they will remain for the following episodes. Before we begin, I'd like to quickly go over our content warnings as fast as possible. So this mini-series will feature the following subject matter in various degrees: classism, elitism, body horror, gore, mentions of physical abuse, betrayal, acts of raiding, looting, killing, child labor, and trafficking, as well as mentions with no detailed descriptions of physical and emotional child abuse. There will also be deep dark waters, void, the fear of the unknown/future, sexual content in the context of romance, sex, mentions of sex and sex work, and finally themes of gaslighting, manipulation, and blackmail. There will also be features of girl bossing and gatekeeping, but that's fine. With that all being said, we will finally start. I don't need this mic. Why am I touching this mic? My bad. Turn away. Shield your eyes. Avert your gaze. The light's demise. I am the star, the voice of the first, deep beneath the sea of an unquenchable thirst. Before you lies a very powerful choice, one to be made by your very own voice. Speak now, adventurers, for this may be your last. Speak now, adventurers, will you embrace your past? You may speak. We'll go in order. Let's start with Alyssa.
I will embrace my past to the extent to which it drives me, but I don't need that anymore. I'm moving forward, moving on, moving up.
Brandy.
I don't remember. So I can't embrace anything if I don't remember it. And I don't need it. I didn't wake up with any opinions. I didn't wake up with any thoughts. I'm winging it.
Hamnah.
I will embrace my past because, quite frankly, I probably have the best one of everybody here. I mean, who else can say that they have a literal god as a parent, right? And also, I just want to say, Chiakres, thank you for donating to give me an unlucky roll. So whatever I roll next is going to be with a disadvantage, essentially. Thank you for that.
Oh, that's so good. Last but not least, Randy.
Yeah, I definitely not touching that pass with a 10-foot pole. My character has decided he is more about making the future count. Who needs that?
Your failings, your fears, they will not be forgotten. Find strength within before it corrupts and turns rotten. Your path is long, for your journey begins tomorrow. For now I will sing prayers, though I may too sing for your sorrow. I see it now, on the verge of light, how breathless this battle will be. You must simply fight. Fight with all your vigor, your strength, and your might. This last gift I will give for you, for it is your birthright. Fight for us now or fall to the devil's bite, and now I leave misplaced and out of sight. So your gift will be an additional hero point for this game. For this session in particular, you will start with 2 hero points rather than 1. And if you want 3, why don't you guys give me a recap of what happened last session, but do it in character?
Sick.
Anyone ready?
I think Bamori's ready.
Oh.
Bamori is gearing up. Bamori is gearing up. This is the most Bamori typically speaks all at once. All right, let's go. So, we went because we have to go to this meeting, and I had to go with, the amazing, amazing captain. Is there sarcasm in my tone? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what sarcasm is. I don't remember. This is something that she conveniently says every time somebody calls her on something. She just goes, I don't know. I don't remember what that is. And of course, the embarrassing cat. And, we found out pretty quickly that the crew cannot stomach things as well as they boast that they can, and I distanced myself because, frankly, I'd like people to continue to be afraid of me when I walk past, and I feel, by association, that is dimming. So I hung out with Mysterious Stranger because Mysterious Stranger always has more street cred inherently than the drunk cat that spilled his guts. Apart from that, we got into a bar fight. It lasted 2 seconds. They were not prepared. And look, if they hadn't wanted to fight, they should have been more specific. I also didn't steal their ship. I was on the ship when it was stolen. So involving me in the fight was just poor planning on their part, all around. And then we approached the area that we left off of. So yes, we docked. We fought. Now we're ready to mingle and get led into a weird, smelly sewer ship by said stranger who was maybe not as cool as I thought.
Would anyone like to add to that, or are we good with that recap?
I think we just finally ended when we were in the princess's chambers, correct?
Yes.
So that's
I will say, Bamori.
That's just right now. Yeah.
Yes. I will say, Bamori, do you want to share your 3rd hero point, or do you want it for yourself?
A pirate, I want it for myself.
All right, the rest of you get 2, Bamori gets 3. We'll say that if you don't use your hero points, they will go away. You will all always have 1 though per session, so use them freely. It's a charity now. All right. So we last left off. You are in the princess's chambers, and to paint the scene, there are no windows. It's all wall. There are several different paintings on the walls to depict, stars, what you think are animals, maybe flowers, a couple portraits, just paintings over paintings over paintings. Clearly, it's shown that years have gone by, and anything that has less detailed work, you can see the progression on the walls. Besides that, everything else, there's some lavish furniture, a grand bed with one of those mesh curtains, lights, a very large vanity, and that is where you see Princess Rada, who is in several layers of brilliantly colored fabric that the hem, or not the hem, the neck of it kind of just hangs lower and lower and lower, just to show just how many layers this woman is wearing. Her hair is up in several hair accessories, and her skin is this rich brown. She has long, pointed, elven ears, and now that you can see, you can notice there's freckles around her skin that kind of twinkle a little bit like starlight. She has these symmetrical face scars that start from her eyes, curl under her cheekbones, and then go down the sides of her face and perhaps around or beyond, you're not sure. And she looks at you all with expectancy before saying, "Well now, this is odd. Apologies for the lack of hospitality. I did not expect you so... Well, I did not expect you."
It's a
Great.
meeting of the pirate lords. Why would you not expect us?
Well, I see one lord, and it is not you.
We were
Get
under the
out.
impression. We were under the impression, sort of gestures at the guide, that you had sent for us or for someone.
And your guide, Alani, this is where they kind of go, yes, you said you needed chaos. I brought you chaos. And that's where it kind of clicks for Rena, and she goes, "Oh, yes, I see. I was hoping for more people, not going to lie. Your crew is rather small. Tell me, what are your names?"
I am Captain Marakit, and my crew is entirely capable, despite its size.
Ask
And,
your
uh,
god
Amori.
friend. Oh,
True.
please ask your god friend how we handled a bar fight with the people who thought they were going to get us.
Bar fight. Huh.
Oh
Well,
boy.
that is very charming, yes.
We also may have stole their ship,
But
but
Yes, that is what I was thinking. Your captain, Marakit. I've recognized your Sumola. Yes, that is your crew's name.
It is now.
Ah, yes. My memory has been not so great. Too many people to remember. Too many files to read. Yes, you all stole Bandit's
Ah.
ship, the Kraken's Maw.
Excuse me.
What?
Technically, I was
Yes?
stolen with the ship. Also, a small crew is actually more effective for spreading chaos because people underestimate you, and if you're powerful enough, you can, send someone who is, annoying you, hurtling through time and space. You don't need a lot of people to do that.
You have a point. Granted, I like you. Alright, I see what the moon has blessed us today. And once again, forgive me for my attitude. I am quite stretched thin. I don't believe I need a introduction. But just in case, I am Reyna, the third star. The only princess, really, in these pirate lands. And I do have a job, though I'm quite certain you'd rather hear the pay first.
Accurate.
yep.
Alright. You see, what if I could promise you each individually, a major lord title of your choosing.
It has
Of course,
eyes perk up at that. Because I think at this, like, throughout this whole conversation, they've just been, like, leaning, like, up against the wall, arms crossed, like, looking extremely just displeased and uninterested in this whole conversation. But as soon as Princess Reina is offering a Major Lord title, they, like, come up off the wall. Major Lord.
Yes. Yes. Should we survive it, of course. The title does come with its range of issues, but what doesn't have issues? Of course, if you're not interested in the title of a lord, I can also promise you one of the new wetlands that has deflooded, of course. Yours to reign and do as you wish. Though if you accept people to live on said islands, that is when we will have to have a bit of a conversation. You know. Living space, practicals, all that busybody work. Either way, the prices are grand, but the stakes are grander. Are you
These are
interested in me?
These are quite some promises from a princess currently under the wardship of an existing pirate lord.
Yes. Not for long. That's where this part comes in. You see, I would like to declare war. Politely, of course. You know how run amok our people are, our lands are, the sea in particular. Islands appearing out of nowhere. You've seen Melicity, yes. You know, it takes a while to deflood. And you know, Captain Blackwater had a lot of time to do something about this. Neglect on a leader's laziness, well, I don't take kindly to that. I especially don't take kindly to those who would see me and my family's legacy thrown amok in the sand. If the people aren't dying because they're drowning, they are drowning in sand or debt, and I do not like that. So I would like to kindly declare war. Where you come in now, that is a little precarious. You see, I need chaos. I need people who will challenge me. I don't need any more yes men or lawful whatevers. I have enough of those. They follow me lawfully. That's the whole point. You lot. Oh, you're different. You're off the map. You're not even on the map, but I can put you on it if you really want one.
If you want people to work with you, it would do you good to respect them first, Princess.
Now,
Or
Ira,
at least pretend.
you used... Ira, you used a spell last session, right?
I did.
You did, and it wasn't a cantrip, right?
It was the level 2
So perhaps
spell.
now... Yes, so perhaps now you will pay the toll. Just do me a favor and roll a d20.
I'm gonna have to roll it with disadvantage, y'all. That's fun times.
Oh.
Your parent just comes down from the heavens, smacks you up the back of the head, and smites you casually.
Watch your mouth.
Okay, so my 2 rolls. The first one I got a nat 20, but the second one I got a 10. So thanks, Chiakras, for
This is
that.
I will say this
Um,
is the one time you wanted to roll lower. As
I think in that case you
suddenly-
take the nat 20.
Yeah, you want to. It
You
is
take
technically
whatever's
you
worse.
take
Why'd
the
you say
lower.
Because I like
Would you like to
pain,
take what's
Brandy.
worse?
I like pain.
So you'd like to take what's worse?
Yep.
All right. As you say your little snap, your little sass to the princess, 23 mushrooms just pop out of your body wherever you'd like. Little ones, big ones, just, 23 of them. And Reyna will look at you, will smile, and go, like what you see? You look like a deer caught in a lamplight, dear. That's what I'll call you, perhaps. A deer.
Itha will look at. I imagine these mushrooms kind of are coming off of like their shoulders. So they're like going off of their shoulders onto their arms, and they're taken aback by this. Not. Itha knows what the cost of their magic is, right? It's not new to him. But still, I think for a moment he had just like forgotten about the fight, forgotten that like she had used a spell at all, and it's just coming back. And so they're surprised that this happens, and they're like taken aback. And they do look like a deer caught in headlights. And I think for a moment they just kind of like stumbled back. Well, just the Major Lord title you said you would offer us. What exactly?
Yes.
What exactly can you do to ensure that we get that title? Who are you to bestow pirate titles onto people anyway?
Do you know the laws of the sea?
Who doesn't?
Then you are familiar that I have last word. Yes, that is how I can assure you your titles. Each individual major titles.
But you
Personally,
also said
what I would...
I'm in.
Oh, sorry, yes,
Sorry.
yes, you may go.
if we do not wish necessarily to be a major lord, but rather the land offer that you claimed. Is that possible if we are not wanting to necessarily be a major lord? I just want a place of my own.
Yes, of course. I can grant you independency, though with that, it does come with potentially people wanting to also live off. We'll talk about islands later. I'll give you a size. I'll give you a pick of the lot. They are mine by birthright, and so mine to do as I please.
But Maury speaks
Have
up
I-
also and just goes, I'm in. I don't need
That's it.
any of that, really. I'm just in.
You once again catch the princess a little by surprise by your sudden gusto. She probably had a whole thing here. Low key, like maybe now as you're looking along the walls, you might see what the equivalent of like that red line going across where she had all her plans. You might see that now, and that might be blown a little bit out of the water. And she just kind of does this, and she goes, "Oh, without knowing what you need to do, really." Well, I did ask for chaos. I did ask for chaos. Yes. He looks at Alani. Alani's like, yeah. Well, would you like to know what I require of you for now, at least?
I at least would.
Yes.
Sure.
Well, you see, I don't know how long you have been here on Melicity, but there have been disappearances of the people. It used to be small ones, just a couple here and there. You might hear from it, rumors, the wind. But they have begun to increase it is an alarming rate. My own handmaidens have gone missing. And I truly believe that bastard Blackwater has something to do with it, if not allowing it. He has a tight grip on his territory, this city, and you don't lose 20-30% of the population in less than 3 months without something devious going on. You are all familiar with the arcane elements, I suppose? Then do you feel the air is not good here? Which is hilarious to think. We are surrounded by the sea. Yes, and it does not feel good. It has not felt good here for a very long time. It's only gotten worse rapidly. And so, today's meeting will conclude with me stalling. I can only give you a day to scour amongst this place before politely declaring war. Afterwards, I will assure you she gestures to everyone in this room. I will assure you our escape. I have that planned. What I need out of you is simply to be my eyes and ears for at least a day in this city. I've lost all of them. And once again, you have the best advantage of being a chaotic little group that no one really cares for. Though, to be fair, I've recognized some of your names in papers. She thinks for a little bit and then just pushes it aside. So yes, I know one of you has agreed. I will require more of your services, of course, but this is all I can divulge for now.
I'm in.
I mean, and as it is speaking, they're noticeably more deflated than they were before after just being called out by a Princess Reina. But as they speak, you can see like their brow furrows a little bit and they get this kind of pensive look. The air here, it tastes stale, and you said that it has been this way for quite some time. Your maidens, did they start disappearing around the time that the air turned, or?
It's hard to tell. It was a bit coincided. The more people went missing, the more tension built. It feels... I live here, and you would think that I would be used to it now, but it feels like there is boulders, mountains on my shoulders. And it is not societal pressure for once. I'm officially out of handmaidens, though. I have one left. And I've had several.
What about you, Captain?
These titles, they'll come from other existing major lords, or are you going to wave your royal hand and create new lordships for us?
Bit of both. I already possess the title of a major lord. I simply just want my freedoms back. The freedoms that everyone has, except me. There's a bit of spite when she, says that. So if you'd like, anybody here can make, a society check to see if what you remember of her and her current predicament. She will.
32.
Oh, sorry.
6.
32.
12.
What's the dice? What's the dice again?
It's a society. You roll a d20 plus whatever society your modifier is on the society skill.
16.
Sorry?
16.
16. Oh my god. Rashu with that 6. These sure are words and feelings. You're a little caught on the several handmaidens, and now you're like, well, now how many could she need? Like realistically, this is one person in a room. Where are you going? You know, it's like you know, a little bit of judgment maybe now on your plate, where you're just like you judging her specifically, like just
Yeah. I mean, it makes no sense, right? Like,
it makes no sense. Marquise, you are having what can only be described as a brain fart. For someone of your stature and your background, you should know this. If you do not, it is a brain fart moment. Too much information, perhaps at once. Little hard to process. But you're here. You're here. Bamori, you have amnesia. You're good. I don't need to go into that. You're just like, that sure is a princess. I really like a boat. You know, it's like that kind of vibes.
Sweet,
Love it.
sweet Bamori.
The baby, sweetheart. Yeah, well, you know what's up. You know the tales, the rumors, the stories of who is now called, and this is how he is referred to throughout history as of now. The disgraced prince, who sold his only living child to Captain Blackwater in order to pay off his family's debts, his people's debts, and to just disappear from these lands. He just left. It's like abdicating in the worst way possible. And so, Reyna has been here in Melicity, inside Torpedo Keep, by the way. That is the name of the ship that I forgot to state. You are in Torpedo Keep. And she has been in here for 25 years. The walls, this room, is starting to make a little more sense to you now. That this really is just a lavish prison cell. Please think of her as Al Capone serving time. It's lavish. It's a lot more lavish than Al Capone's cell. But this is not a fun time. You will also note with such a, you basically crit, you crit succeeded what you needed. You will also know that Captain Blackwater's rule is wavering. You've heard rumors, you've heard gossip. It's been wavering for some time now. There are several reasons as to what people speak of. Melicity being uprounded, health issues, the fact that he is a hobgoblin and his years are running out of time naturally, and of course, the princess being a grown-ass woman. There's a lot of people vying for power now. And he only has power so as long as she is kept shut. That is what you are able to gather with your crit. She'll take a bit of a breath.
How many does she need?
What?
Nothing. Go on, please.
Alright. Takes a breath to fix herself, to compose herself. There you go. And we'll look at the rest of you and go, so, I'm still waiting on two of you, I believe. The captain and the godling.
Yes, I'm in.
I'm in. We'll be your eyes and ears, but we won't be your handmaidens.
I don't need
Yes, that would be too many.
handmaidens. Yeah. Do you have a thing to
The
say?
Mori wouldn't have minded.
Cat? The Mori's great.
Job is a job.
That's valid. It's around this time that this tiny kobold, we'll say, goblin. That's what I was thinking of. Will kind of peek their head through this old goblin. Will come in here like this and go, "It is almost time, madam. We must get you ready. The council will start in an hour. We have less than an hour to prepare you." And without a cue, the goblin shuffles in, and a couple more goblins also shuffle in, and they're carrying like sets of makeup, more clothes, and because their goblins are so small, the fabric just drags in. And perhaps now you realize that maybe the princess wasn't actually ready at all. Perhaps you caught her unaware. And perhaps she's just wearing several layers of a nightgown. You don't know. There's quite a few layers. And Reyna, there you go, will look at you all, give you a nod and say, "Well, I will see you all during the meeting. Afterwards, I will send my confidant," she gestures to Alani, "to meet you with instructions. You do have only barely a day. That is all I can guarantee you. Do take care of yourselves. I don't want any more people going missing." And she kind of looks at you all, expecting, once again, some form of answer or acknowledgement.
The Mori is still floating from when she flew in, so she wouldn't have to touch the floor. And she straight up just turns around to go back where they came out of, and then pauses and goes, "Do we have to go out this way? It was kind of gross."
Yes, I suspect it was. No. You can go out the same way through the servants' quarters over here.
So you didn't have to sneak us in through the sewer, Alani. She says, to Alani, she's like, so you didn't have to.
Alani looks at you and goes, "Oh, no. You wouldn't be allowed in through the front. Not yet. It's not time yet. You would not be allowed."
And she just goes to the servants' quarters now because she's not doing the sewer again.
Mm-hmm. As you guys are
she's leaving.
Mm-hmm. As you guys kind of just begin to move, now that you've pointed out that where you came from, you might notice sprinkles of Reyna making this gesture, and your dirty feet are no longer dirty. She's prestidigitating that crap away. Just clean feet for all.
Crap, literally.
Crap. Oh. And she's stuck like this for a little bit, and she kind of thinks and goes, "Through the servants' quarters, you will be able to enter with everyone else. You will blend in."
As we are going through the servants' quarters, I want to take note of the layout of where we're walking and like where people are coming and going. Like, I want to understand this place in case we have to come back in here.
Would you could make me either perception. I would also allow survival.
While Rashu is doing that, before we leave Reyna, I think it is the last person to exit Reyna's room or Reyna's quarters, and he just kind of like stops at the door, hesitates, like you can see his hand wrap around it a little bit tighter, looks back, and with this oddly softer expression on their face, we'll just say to Reyna, stay safe. If people are going missing, you shouldn't be one of them. And then we'll walk out.
You would get the feeling that she acknowledges it through perhaps a breath or a change of just sucking in air. But it's quickly stamped out by the goblins scurrying about. One of them going, "That's not enough rouge," and and that's all you hear as you leave.
Love it. I got a 39.
Rashu. Oh wow, nice. That's good.
That's a 19 on the dot. So
That's yes, 39. You don't crit, but you will succeed. I will state that. What you notice is you're being led once again by Alani through the servants' quarters, and this is very circular, is what you would pick up first immediately. It's similar to like a spiral staircase, and this time you're going down. That is the vibe. Are you in between walls? Yes. It was super subtle. Just like coming in sort of was subtle, where the wall just gets pushed back perfectly. At some point in time, it's rather the door that you left in was another wall. Though this one is brightly lit. There are like flower vases here and there, decor. So it's clearly meant to be seen, but by specific people, so servants. You have nothing to fear here, that's for sure. There's no sounds, nothing overwhelming like that. Though you will see a crab or two, like I've mentioned before, Melicity is covered in crabs. Lots and lots of crabs. The crabs have made it in. The crabs are the new rats of this place. And so occasionally you'll see one and you go, how did I get up here? But you pay no mind or need to that. It's as you go further down, you will start to hear more people coming in. You don't see any of them though. And with a roll like that, you can determine that just by like how the portraits are kind of hung, you could probably peek and see through. So this is like a little, like there are occasional peepholes, I will say, to see, how people coming in, what room you're at, all that, those kinds of things. You will not see any cadejos here. No spirits, no ghosts, nothing. It's normal. It's very normal, which is a giant disconnect from the way you went in. And finally, once you reach a certain time, you will see lots of people coming in, and you will definitely see Bandit and his crew. Bandit, daughter Ada, all coming in with their misfits. And yes, that they are all filing in. You can assume the rest of the flock are all minor lords as well, coming in with their own like little hype men squad. And this is what they meant when you wouldn't be noticed. You can slip in and out between these walls easily and just join the crowd and blend in, which is hilarious because one of you is like purple and the other one's a cat. And the other one's 3 feet tall, and then the other one's Bamori. So like it's very fun. I will also say you'll be able to find these without a roll, like these cracks in the walls where the doors are. You'll be able to find them without a roll. So just in case I forget later, remind me. You do not need a roll. You got very, very close to what you needed to crit. So, yes. Do you all join in the crowd?
This is why we're here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe trying to keep a little space from Bandit, if possible, while we slip into the people.
I will specifically.
I would like to. Go ahead.
I have an ability called Quick Disguise that lets me set up a disguise in half of the usual time, which according to this is 5 minutes. So I think that because Itha is quite literally like a lavender skinned 6 foot tall, like pink, curly pink hair, like orc.
You're
I think
covered in mushrooms now.
And covered in mushrooms as well. Like, I think that they're not somebody who is easy to blend in. So I'm going to try and create some sort of disguise to change my appearance. I don't think I can like change my height or anything, but at least to make my skin tone less bright.
Do you want to describe what you do, or would you like a suggestion?
I think that given the state of where we are at, given that everything in this space is very like grimy and we're here for like pirate lord meetings and things like that, I think that honestly it is probably just going to take some like dirt off of the ground and just start like patching it onto their skin. Not like fully completely covering themselves, but kind of like creating, if you can imagine, kind of like vitiligo kind of like patterns onto their skin so that it can at least create like this fine layer of dust that makes it seem like their skin is a little bit less pastel than it actually is.
I will continue, but I believe we got a donation. Yes.
Oh.
I believe it is. Yeah, it's a $25 donation, a magic item for the Dread Druid. By I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this right. Slit Lid. Thank you for that. That's amazing. Wow.
Oh my god, thank you.
I'm so excited to see what it is.
There's a quote, "Us spoopy witches need to stick together." Yes, you do. I do have an idea for your magic item and how it will but it won't be right now. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that is totally fine.
I will work this in narratively. But thank you so much. I'm just gonna take note of that really quickly.
Nice. That's so awesome. I'm so excited.
Can I actually retcon the disguise for Itha?
Sure.
Because I just realized that might be an uncomfy direction, so I'm going to retcon it. Can we have a magical disguise instead?
Magical disguise? Yeah, of course. Do you want to describe what your magical disguise is, or would you like me to?
Given that Itha is an Oread and is the child of an earth goddess, I'm gonna say that instead, Itha is just going to change their skin, magically to resemble rocks.
Ooh.
All right. You now look like the Rock.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson. That's my disguise.
Yes, Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Just a side tangent here really quickly. My sister and I like to address him as the beefy pomegranate whenever we talk about him. So that's it. Just there you go. Visual image.
Thank you.
You don't need. You're welcome.
I don't think I can ever not call him that now.
Right?
Pomegranate.
Beefy pomegranate.
Oh god.
Is there
I don't know how it works
anything
with
y'all-
spells necessarily out of.
Okay. I was gonna ask if anyone else wanted
I
to
do
do
have
that.
a spell. Yeah, I have a spell called Blur, where I just blur myself. Obviously, you can still tell that I'm there. It doesn't hide that I'm there. It just blurs me. So it's kind of like a little thing that she wants to cast to be like, just gonna make myself be blurred. You can't get a full read on me, and hopefully nobody will recognize me, because something that bothers her a little bit is when people seem like they recognize her, but she's never seen them before, as for her knowledge, and she doesn't like being caught unawares. And now would be a really bad time. Maybe, I don't know. So she's just gonna blur her face.
Wait, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Is that what you did on the ship when we took it over? Were you just like blurring in the background, like not here?
Yes. Everybody was like, "Oh yeah, hasn't she always kind of been here?" Which, the fact that I've assimilated into the crew is so funny, given that there's only 3 of you.
Yep. How did we miss a fourth person? I don't know.
But you're here
It's
now.
very noticeable.
And then I just been there. And eventually I unblurred my face, and everybody was like, "Oh, okay, hello." And I was like, "Sick, nobody recognized me. Hi, I'm staying here now. I was on the ship when you took it, so this is where I am."
Thank
you.
I love that.
Is there anything else anybody would like to do as you're just joining this crowd? Low-key disguising yourself, low-key not.
I want to listen into conversations as we're like passing, like maybe while like we're here to sort of also be the ears, right, of Princess Reina. So
Yes,
I want to try to. Well, I want to try to listen in on people's conversations. I'm being nosy.
You may roll perception, and any hearing-based skills you might have as well can come into play.
I do have that. Thank you for that reminder.
You're welcome. While you're doing that, Market, is there anything you'd like to do?
I think that before we step out into the group, I would like to also cast a spell, which is on a spell, Prying Eyes. So basically, I summon a invisible eyeball that just sort of can float around, and I can see what it sees for 10 minutes. So if there's anyone interesting who looks like they're talking, I think I also have lip reading, so I will theoretically be able to at least make a check to see if I can listen in to whatever anyone's saying, and, maybe nudge that towards Bandit, unless there's anyone more interesting coming in.
Did you make your perception roll yet, Rocky?
Yeah, it's a 31.
31? You're able to pick up a lot of conversations. To be fair, this is a lot of people coming in. Not every single one of them is a lord, but it is a minor lord bringing their, hype group with them. Their entourage, their people, their crew. Technically, you guys are the hype squad of Mariquette, but you're also a 4-person crew. It's like, a lot of the other times, you can also tell that some people are just hired guards or mercenaries. You'll hear the talk kind of among them, like, "What's today's pay like?" I don't know. Just something like that. You're able to kind of pick up your people, essentially, in that case, where it's like, people here for hire. Maybe this person's group isn't as big as you think they are. Do you want to aim it towards Bandit, or do you want to aim it towards, other unique information?
I would want to do it to the other pirate lords. And the reason I say that is because we beat Bandit. Bandit isn't as cool as he thinks he is. Or, yeah.
All right. In terms of unique information, you'll get 3 things. 1, you hear a lot of talk about the islands now popping up. Trade routes, major trade routes, that cross from here all the way to SHAMBHALA, which is around the world, are being obstructed. there's one island that's literally, it's a tiny island that's being fought over technically by 8 different people because of where it intersects. It's like if the fork in the road had another obstacle. It's Snorlax blocking the whole damn road. Okay, so that's like, okay, point of information there. The second thing you will hear is there is a lot of people that have no idea what they're doing. No idea what they're doing. This is their first time. This might not even be the first time, but it's their first time as a lord, because anyone can kind of vie to be a minor lord. You're kind of recognized when you get invited to this, you know? But you can tell where the chumps are and where the not so chumps are. Bandit is a not chump for like as a point of reference. And 3, you hear details, small details of a curio shop of sorts. It's a magic shop. A really weird one. It's a traveling boat shop type of thing. Boathouse, really. Called, sorry, double checking the name, called Songs, Curios, and Magic Mayhem. And you specifically hear, oh, the shopkeep song can get you anything that you need. But she is kind of creepy. That's the main point that you hear, followed by, I think she has a cat. That's it. that's all you really hear before it's swept away.
And I am already ingratiated to her. She has a cat. She's a great person.
Big brain.
Border's reaction to
That brings up a good point, though. That brings up a good point. The other reason Bimori has blurred her face is because she used to be on Bandit's crew. She does not want that smoke right now. She doesn't feel like it.
We also have an eye, right?
Yeah.
Did you want Bandit in particular?
So, Bandit, unless there's anyone more interesting, like the previous crew?
Previous crew? I can tell you right now that the previous crew won't be in this crowd. And you would know this because you've been in the previous crew. You know that this isn't the crowd that major lords come in. They have an entrance all of their own, and they like to make it really big. So you're not going to find them here. But you know there's going to be a show real soon. And as for Bandit, you can just zoom over and kind of follow them. They are taking their seats further in the room. So if you wish to, avoid them, you know how to avoid them. I will say that his entire crew did not show up. But Bandit, his adoptive daughter Ada, they are both there for sure. And they are the big leads. They are the ones that probably want you dead the most and probably can do it. Everyone else, the equivalent of chump change. It's the one thing about Bandit is that they come and go. And in terms of, you have lip reading, right? So you wanted to just do me a favor and make a perception check, just like a general one. See how well you're able to read it.
I got a nat 20, so 39.
All right, so basically what you can tell is not really technically word for word, but I'm not gonna go word for word. This jumps from where the fuck is the food? They're gonna have a party and not have food, no beverages, no refreshments. This is the worst party you've ever been to. The major lords suck because they can't throw a party. No one knows how to throw a party like Bandit knows how to throw a party. And then someone will bring up, remember all the parties we used to have on the Kraken's Maw? And it's like death stare. And you are pretty sure someone dies in that crew right then and there. It's a very subtle death, though. No blood everywhere, nothing. They just drop back on their seat, and it looks like it's taking a nap. But you witness all of that. You witness all of that. They are mad. They are very, very mad. That was their legacy ship.
I mean, if that's where Bamori is coming from, no wonder they were so offended by Rashu not being able to handle his drink.
That's fair.
Bamori can handle it. Bamori can handle anything.
So, you enter, finally. And it was a long line, for the record. Too many people going in at once. And what you see is this circular dome, sort of like a Colosseum vibes, but like long, since the torpedo is basically a lighthouse. And you can pick your seats, but you will be sitting you can be sitting like right beside like another lord and their crew. It's very much first come, first serve. It's like sitting in a stadium vibes. You can choose how high you want to go, where you'd like to go. I'm assuming you would like to not sit beside Bandit, yes?
When we go in, like as soon as we step through the threshold, before we decide where to sit or what to do or anything, it is going to take a deep breath, and as he exhales, cast Read the Air, which allows me to gain information about the immediate social situation, so I can like pick up on like social context, unspoken like body language, essentially in a better way.
Yeah,
I believe I have to make a recall knowledge check in order to do so.
Yes. Does it like say which skill in particular?
No, I think it'll depend on your discretion.
I'm okay
based on
with
like the situation.
Yeah, a perception seems like the best since there's a lot of people, right? You're vibe checking them.
Okay, I got a 40.
We are level 12.
You guys can see, I have a Bulbasaur over there, and every time you guys roll well, I have to like look at my plush and be like, "You see this? You see what I'm working with?" Which is good. It's a good thing. So the vibes are tense. It's sort of like, have you ever been so nervous that you can't sit still? It's a good example would be there is an exam coming up and you don't know if you're prepared enough for it, and it's an important one to you, like a final exam or something. It's that feeling. Everybody kind of has it. Whether or not they're displaying it too much is completely up for grabs. Some people are very loud about it. Others, dead as night quiet. It's this room, because of just the populace of it. It's hard to dictate like who is doing what exactly, but you know that the vibe is tense simply because this is a very important meeting. It's like getting called in and unsure if you're gonna get laid off or not. It's that kind of vibe. A lot is on the line, and some people just don't know how to cope with that. But that is the general read.
From this read, can I determine who, other than Bandit and Bandit's crew, other than them, who is like the next person that is the most well respected in this room? And I'm gonna make sure that we sit next to that person.
Oh boy. Let me just make sure I got the name right. All right. So they are seated lower, actually, near the bottom. Whereas Bandit was somewhere in the middle-ish, they are near the bottom. There's a reason why that will make more sense in a bit. But you're pretty sure that you spot this. She's got blue skin, greenish hair, what you can determine as like fins of like some sort of aquatic creature coming out like this. Her eyes, everything looks rather sharp, like the features of maybe a shark or something like that. Everything about her screams the ocean, you know? That kind of strong ties. And then you see a coral crown on her head. And while yes, Reina is the only princess of the pirate lands, there invited is Queen Ariana, the only recognized queen in Shangshan. Now, how the land kind of works here is that there's a lot of major like figures, a lot of like mayors, chieftains, leaders, spirit kings, all that kind of things. And what they do is they will, whenever there's a major issue, they will all come together with a council and form something similar to an oligarchy. The major lords are invited to those, and this will determine issues for the entire country. The pirate land, the pirate system, the law of that is simply the law of the sea. And the sea is vast. And so they have to include the only person who lives underwater completely. She is for like Pathfinder ancestry terms, she is Azarket or Azarketi, which is the same one as Alani, though Alani's a half. Speaking of, they gone. They poofed. They let you out and they didn't follow. They crit their own little stealth check. They're gone.
Yeah.
Only now do you notice that they're gone. And you're
See, that's what I want to do while they're sitting down. I want to like Assassin's Creed stealth it, where like I'm like in other people's groups, like just being like trying to blend in, keeping a watch on them. But yeah, that's what I want to do. Yeah. This is the best I can roll. I got a 44. It's my best skill. It's my best skill. I am literally Assassin's Creed.
You want? Is that how you'd like to describe it? You Assassin's Creed your way through this?
No. So what I would imagine is they're moving towards the place where they're going to sit, but I want to keep an eye on them and just make sure that we have a means to escape if anything did happen. And so I'm sort of just like being on the outskirts of the thing with my hood up, just kind of being like, I mean, I imagine other pirates are doing that, so I feel I probably just
you
not...
guys are not. Yeah, you guys are not like you're wild to look at, but the great part about just Shambhala in general is a lot of people are wild to look at, and you're about to meet some of them. But if you wish,
so I'm watching
like,
them, but I'm away from them. Yeah, but I'm keeping an eye.
Yeah, you're away from the group. Yeah. You basically, I'm assuming you crit. Essentially, like you're fine. You're gone. You disappeared. In terms of, you said you wanted escape routes. I will give you more information on that later. Because it's quite obvious that there's only like a few, but like you'd know where they are, no problem. I believe the rest of you are now going to go sit close to Queen Ariana. Yes.
Yeah, Ida would have like, upon learning this information, would have like elbowed Mudikit and whispered like quiet enough that both Mudikit and Bemori would be able to hear. Because at this point, I think like she looks back and Rashu is gone all of a sudden, and they're like, "Oh, okay," and they just whisper to the rest of the crew, "I think we should sit next to the queen. Out of everyone here, that will garner us the most respect."
Well thought of.
Mori goes along with it.
I see them moving towards the queen, and I'm like, but I follow. From group to group, blending in. The guards don't see me. No, I'm just kidding. Assassin's Creed.
When you approach her, she does have guards. She does have a few other like executives and whatnot. So they will kind of like stand at attention, right? However, it's the queen who you see her hand rather Her very delicate, well kept, those nails are to die for type of hand. Not just, just hand model-esque. Long fingers, long nails, and the nail polish is just, you ever see good nail polish? You ever see those perfect acrylics? It's like that. And you see her hands kind of come in, push the guard very gently aside, and they move like water. And she'll look and she'll notice you, Captain Hurricane, and go, "Oh, you're the little gnome. The one that travels with my good neighbor. Yes?"
I'm running a different ship these days. But it's good to see you, Queen Ariana.
Trouble in paradise. Do tell me, come, are those your crew? Your guards?
My crew. And I will leave it to them to introduce themselves if they so desire.
Bemori unblurs her face because she figures if you get near someone who needs security, maybe blurring your face would make them uncomfortable. So she unblurs her face and just kind of just looks. There's no etiquette to this that she is familiar with. Her two witch lesbian parents, second parents, whatever you call people that raise you as an adult, did not teach her this stuff because they're human witches and they don't care. So she just goes, Bemori. That's it.
Your name.
Second in command.
Beautiful name. Oh wait, you've gone. You're a ninja. Are you here?
I'm like not far away. Yeah, but I'm not like right there.
Show yourself.
I mean,
Yeah,
yes. If we're meeting the queen, I might as well come out of the. So yeah, I take a step forward. I think I surprise one of the guards. He probably grabs his sword for a moment before the queen sees me and is like. And then maybe one of you will be like, "No, he's with us."
Mm-hmm.
And then,
unfortunately,
okay.
Bemori hates me. It's cool. Yeah, I would just say, it's a pleasure to meet you, Queen. My name is Rashu.
A foreign one. We don't have such furry little ones like you in my kingdom.
His ear twitches.
Would you all like to sit with me?
Gladly, my queen.
Ah, thank you. And she kind of gestures, where like very carelessly, and whoever was sitting there before gets up and moves. It's just her general presence. They're not even with her. They were just there. They're not there anymore. Now you all have a seat. You're rather low, like in terms of where the scale is. But I will say that if you were to look straight and look up, you would notice a very angry blue tiefling. Like fuming, yes. Breathing, nostrils flaring, just like just one of those things. If they had like a stress ball, it would have popped long time ago, like their hands are making that motion, just clenching and unclenching, and they see you. And you have no idea if the queen notices. She's not paying any attention to what's in front of her. She's more so looking at the rest of you, and she goes, "What do I owe the pleasure of you sitting with me?"
Bemori would like to telekinetic projectile, just like something small that's on the table, straight at the tieflings, like between the eyes. Just with her mind. You can't catch her. I mean, maybe. I don't know if you can read magic, but she's literally just sitting there and she doesn't like the look she's getting. It doesn't feel respectful. So she's gonna something. I don't know. Somebody's got dice on the table. Something flicks between their eyes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just double checking. I'm double checking armor class. Roll to hit because it is to hit.
Yep.
And you'll
hit.
see what you can add to it. It's your spell attack.
Bandit is
See if
gonna
let me just
murder
check it
us.
real quick. No, it's fine. It's fine. To hit is still a d20, right? Like 1d20.
Yeah. D20 plus the spell attack
Okay.
modifier.
Yeah. So that is, oh boy, that is a 10 plus. Ugh. I will get the hang of Pathfinder by the end of this, so help me God. It says attack plus 22. Is that the modifier?
Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
yeah,
high.
32.
Baby, you guys are. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
good
used
right
to
now.
this. Okay. It's 32.
Yeah, Pathfinder, everything's scaled up. Okay, that's why your rolls are like.
Okay.
I put the DC high, and then your rolls match it or go above. That's fun.
Right.
So you just hit, and the reason why is because there are things in the way. For example, distance, more people, and the fact that you might want to do it subtly. So with what was that noise?
That was me.
Okay. So you will be noticed with your hit, but you hit. What would you like to fling at them? May I interest you in a crab?
What's on the table? Yes.
There are
You
so
may
many crabs.
absolutely
That's the
interest
only
me in a crab.
fling.
Oh,
You fling a crab
absolutely.
like a frisbee. Now, a rule I have is that there's animals can get hurt, but they don't like die or anything like that. So for these purposes alone, the crab gets flung like a frisbee, and the telekinetic force is enough to cushion them. So when they hit, where would you like to hit?
In the right here.
Right in the forehead? Okay. And Bandit? Do you want Bandit? So when you hit Bandit right in the forehead with the crab is fine. The crab just...
I would like to
Blast.
say real
It's
quick, I
right
did
on
not
the face.
entirely realize that the tiefling was Bandit.
How unfortunate.
Fam, me neither. I thought that was a random tiefling.
I take it back. I don't take anything back.
Alright. Right on the face. You hit
Hold on.
Bandit. The crab is fine. The crab rolls off. No crabs were hurt in the making of this. In fact, the crab lands on the lap and then scuttles off. Bandit allows this. But you've never seen a tiefling go from blue to red so quickly. It's like reverse Willy Wonka, where that kid turned into a blueberry. It's that. That's what you've done. Except no inflation. It's just that. And they're fuming. There's steam coming like off, and you swear that their daughter, who is also a tiefling, a different color, I believe a red tiefling, Ada, her hair do floweth a little bit. Like she's getting, her dad's angry, and so she must get angry as well. It's like a feeling. You've never seen just a band of dudes, of fellas, just slowly grow angrier because of like osmosis. You know? You hit their leader, you mess with one of them, you mess with all of them, like that kind of vibe. Lucky
So
for
I like
you.
that Bandit and his posse are from the 1950s.
Yeah.
They dress like it too.
This part.
Can I
They're just-
answer the
they're just,
queen?
Yes, you may answer the queen. So the queen will first state, because she saw you fling a crab, she will like
It was telekinetically.
smile.
It's not like
Yes,
I grabbed it.
kinetically, yes. That's true, but you still flung a crab, dear. You know, she's so excited. This is fun for her. And she will simply go, "You're so lucky, little one. You know, they can't kill you in here.
They can't kill us out there either.
They could try. And I will enjoy seeing you back, maybe."
Yes.
Rashu.
Yeah, I would have, because the original question, I believe, was like, what is the honor that we have to be, like, for her to be sitting with us, right? Something of that nature. I would say, I wasn't quite expecting Bamori to do that, but that's why we came down here, because we've earned our titles as minor lords by disgracing the blueberry.
You are the Mola. I have many questions for you. And just as that happens, the attention is turned to the center of the room. There is silence. It's all. If you looked at Bandit, he's still angry, but he deflates because the meeting is going to start. It is alerted by like a sound of like a drum going dum once. That's enough. You are well opposed to know that the major lords are arriving. We're gonna have our break here. So we will, when we come back, we will officially have the meeting of the great lords. You will finally get to meet them. And who knows what else? Maybe you have a queen who's interested now. Y'all are interesting. Just damn.
Norse Foundry Dice of Tricks was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Where's Adam? I mean, we were supposed to start 20 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah, I think he said he was picking up some new dice.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
There he is! Yeah.
Did you get him?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna pick up right where we left off last time. You guys were surrounded in the Dread Knight's tomb by this horde of goblins. They're coming right at you. We're starting this off hot. Roll initiative.
20.
20?
20?
I guess you guys are going first. What do you do?
I'm gonna charge in with my axe and wreck the first goblin I see.
I'm gonna target one of the goblins with Scorching Ray.
Alright.
I'm gonna take an arrow and I'm gonna shoot the toughest goblin there.
Groovy, you guys line up all of your attacks. Let's roll the dice and see what happens.
20!
20?
20!
You guys are really rolling hot tonight.
Yeah, must be these new dice we got from Norse Foundry.
Far out, those things look really amazing.
Don't worry, Jim. I got one for you too. Here you go.
Thanks. You know what? I almost feel bad using it now because it's time for the goblins' counterattack. Oh, no. Here comes the first one. Critically failed.
Oh, crazy!
All right, on to round 2. You guys hear drums in the distance, orc war drums. Backup is on the way. What do you do?
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna take like my my spell component.
Well, that's it. You've defeated the Dread Knight. You've ended his dark curse. You gather up all the remaining treasure and you take it back to King Trillion's keep and tell him that his kingdom is safe. That's the end of the adventure.
Oh, man. Awesome.
What do you guys think? Same time next week?
Definitely. We'll be here.
Thanks, Jim. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, Jim. Great game today. Can't wait to see what you cook up for the next adventure.
Yeah, anytime, Con. I have a feeling that things are gonna get pretty wild next week.
Get your Norse Foundry Dice of Crits today with only one easy payment of $8. Remember, one easy payment for one groovy die. Sale won't last forever. Get yours while supplies last at norsefoundry.com/Kickstarter and make every roll a crit.
Chicken, bone. Great and mighty Dark One, hear my summons. Bring plague and misery unto this wretched world, and be born again in the blood of this unworthy servant.
What are you guys doing in here?
Huh? Nothing.
I thought you said no one was at home.
Nobody's supposed to be home. When do you get out of here?
No. Why are you wearing dresses?
This is not a...
There's a pentagon on the wall.
That's a pentagram.
That's a pentagon.
It's a pentagram.
Gone.
Pentagram.
Gone. It's a pentagon that has to have a star to be a pentagram. Are you guys forming a cult?
We are summoning a god of pain and destruction to rain misery on my stupid stepdad for being a total boner.
Sick.
And Kyle Bates, because he ruined the next season of Game of Thrones for me when I specifically told him I hadn't read the books.
Douche.
Is there gonna be a human sacrifice?
Yes.
No.
What?
Whatever. I'm in.
You can't
No.
just be in. Like, there's a whole process.
Let me in your cult, or I'm gonna tell Leonard about the time I caught you trying on my bras in my room.
What?
What?
No.
That's not how you do that, is it? Let me in your cult, or I'll tell Mom that you used her candles for a satanic ritual.
No. Go back to the part about him trying to
that didn't happen.
In season 4 of Game of Thrones, Tyrion and...
You can be in the cult.
What?
Thank
No,
you.
she cannot be in the cult.
Definitely in the cult now, thank you.
Gonna put up with this?
I do have a knife in my hand.
She does have a knife. It's a good point.
Okay, God. Everyone gather. You're gonna cut your hand and give an incantation to the dark void.
Oh, dark monster thing. Bring sadness. You know what? This is dumb. Can we get to the part with the human sacrifice?
There's no human sacrifice.
Dude.
What? You have to have like a fatted calf.
Yes.
Or a unicorn.
Why are you agreeing with her?
Or a virgin.
Absolutely.
We can use Leonard.
No, you can't use me. Guys, I'm totally not a virgin, all right?
You're not a virgin.
I've done the sex.
Describe it in detail.
There's two of
Step
us.
one.
Step one, man loves a woman. And then
I'll take that. And plus, this one was trying on bras in my room. Pretty sure still a virgin.
We could kill Alan.
And we can kill Alan.
Kill Alan!
No, we're not killing anybody. Cut your hand. Put blood in the bowl. No more fun.
Wait. Did one of you already use this?
No.
Because I would bet money that one of you is a leper.
This is why I didn't want her to be in the cult.
I didn't want her in the cult.
I don't want you in the cult.
It's not your cult.
It is now.
You know what? Fine. I don't want to do this anymore. There is no cult. No cult.
Leonard? You're a nightmare.
I'm a hero. I just saved the entire world from your evil cult.
What? Okay, good.
My dad needs his bowl.
Hey, Eric? You okay?
Sure.
Aren't you excited to roll dice tonight on dragons and things?
I guess.
Come on, what's wrong?
It's just... I can't stop rolling twos. It's my curse. Every time I get a new set of dice, after a few rolls, they're ruined. How am I supposed to smash my enemies and destroy all that stand against me if I keep getting curses all over my dice?
Why don't you just get some more dice?
What? Get in my car? Go out into public? Interact with a stranger in an economic transaction? That would never work. Just wish there was some service out there where I could create an account, pay some money, and a company would send me lots and lots of dice every month and I wouldn't have to do anything at all.
Have you heard of Tabletop Loot?
Yeah, they deliver amazing dice and gaming accessories. But what if I got a new set of dice and my curse just ruined them?
No, it's perfect. You just need to sign up for their monthly loot box.
Monthly loot box?
Yeah, you get at least 3 sets of dice every month, plus a few surprises. Once you create your account, you're set. It's only $20 a month.
That sounds like it might just work. I can get 3 sets of dice, I roll one until it gets infected by my bad luck, and then I switch to a new set. But what if I break my curse and I don't need dice as often?
Easy, just change your subscription from quarterly to biannually.
Awesome. I'm gonna head over to Tabletop Loot right after this and sign up.
Oh,
Can I use your dice tonight?
oh no. You're cursed.
Sign up today at tabletoploot.com to get your monthly loot box. And make sure to watch Dragons and Things every Friday night on Twitch.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. What's up?
Oh, nothing? It's just someone took the last of the coffee and didn't make any more.
Well, it wasn't me. I don't even drink coffee.
I wasn't really blaming you.
Then what?
Well, I was just...
Oh, I get it.
I'm sorry. I didn't even know you were there.
But I'm always there, Matthew. I'm Jesus.
Okay.
Did you not get the memo? The part right here? Thou shalt not take my name in vain?
I actually did not get that.
Maybe we should revisit this part. About lies.
We don't really need to do that. I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
I hope not. You don't hear me running around the office yelling, Matthew Johnson! Every time I stub my toe or get a pube caught in my zipper.
What?
Matthew, I'm going to forgive you. It's kind of my thing. But watch yourself, all right?
God damn it.
If the atmosphere at your table is less than impressive,
That doesn't normally happen.
you may find it hard to create those magic moments your players crave. Lucky for you, Sirenscape is available for download on your mobile device. Now that's impressive. Go to Sirenscape.com today to download your free trial and get the right sound for your tabletop games. And don't forget to check out Sirenscape in action every Friday night on Dragons and Things.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back from break. Oh boy, are we ready to finally officially have this meeting. But before we start that, we do want to shout out a sub, Ready Blaroni. I hope that's how it's supposed to be said. Thank you for the sub. It means a lot to us. Thank you so much. And without a further ado, we last left off with the sound of a drum, just dum. The room grew quiet. This is to symbol that the meeting is about to begin, and so the lords, the three major lords, I will say, are about to come in. Everyone's attention is turned to the main area. It's sort of like an arena in this case. And Rashu, you've noticed this before as you were like hunting for exits, and now that you're down here, you can see it as clear as day. There are 3 exits right in the center over here. It's like going off in 3 directions. And soon, one area straight up like lights up with magical lights. You know, someone's here basically doing a lot of production. Let's call this NPC also Jared. And just with magical lights in one area. A spotlight appears. And from the background, you hear what appears to be a drum line, all in perfect sync, coming in, marching in. These rugged, like barbarian-esque vibes, just big muscle on muscle, meaty individuals coming in with tiny drums, but like they're making quite the spectacle, the roar as this drum line comes in, and in the center of that, you see Captain Blackwater. He is a big, sickly-looking man, a hobgoblin, to be precise. His skin is steel gray and rough-looking, and his eyes have grown clouded over the years. His jaw is still chiseled. His hair is cropped around his neck, and you can tell there's like greasy, graying curls falling loose from its very short ponytail, and yet he still dresses like a strapping captain, a strapping pirate captain. The deep V's, the bands of gold, tight pants and high boots. This is what you would call a dilf. He walks in, there's a saber, a sword, and all sorts of alchemical potions kind of on him. Like he's very much here. He like raises his arms. Some people cry out, but like in cheers, but it's all lost with this drum line that stops in perfect sync. And there you have Davio and Blackwater. Next, oh yes, one more thing. Those who can see spirits, I would like you to make a perception check. Anyone else in this party can, of course, but your DC is just going to be a lot higher.
41.
25.
Someone said 25, that was Rashu?
Yep.
Who had the 40?
41.
41. Bimori and Marikit, are you guys making perception rolls, or are you just enjoying the spectacle?
Yeah, but I just got a 24, so.
24? Okay.
I'm just gonna enjoy the spectacle. Bimori is still ridden with guilt once she realized that she accidentally hit her old captain in the because she didn't look properly.
Face with a crab, yes. Mm-hmm.
The crab.
Marikit, you don't notice anything. You're kind of you know who's coming next. You're a little overwhelmed by that, I'll say. Rashu, you see it, you blink and it's gone. You swear you saw Kadeho's black ones. Perhaps the mist of it, or a footprint, a paw print, I should say. You swear you saw it, but this commotion, this drum line, it's a little too much, this spectacle, for you to pinpoint where. But Irha, you see this as Davion moves, as Blackwater moves, it would appear like roots, black roots, kind of slowly appear where he steps. It's a little similar to your godparent whenever they would step. It would just grow, life, nature would grow from it. But where Davion does, it is black roots, killing almost, that's the vibe, choking whatever the floor is there. And then they disappear as the seconds go by. It's very brief, and you can see it. And now I ask, how much attention are you paying to your captain? Your captain.
Not very much.
I would look, just because
You would look?
am looking around, because I missed what I was trying to see.
Perhaps with the commotion, so you look here and there, and once again you swear you see something on Marikat. It is black. It does not feel good. It is you alone would very much recognize this feeling. It is the same feeling that a black Gadejo would give you. But it's right beside you now. You don't see, there is no wolf, there is no being, but you feel it from your captain for just but a brief moment. And you are certain of this. There's something weird. Whatever it is quickly snuffed out, I will say, as the next Major Lord appears. What first comes is, there's no lights, there's no spectacle, there's nothing. But what you do notice is, you hear a deep, deep masculine voice starting to sing. I'm not singing nothing. Okay? I am not. If you haven't heard me, I sound like a chipmunk. So this would completely break all immersion ever. But what you do hear, from one deep voice to a choir of voices of all sorts, they're perfectly sync, as they are practiced. You hear the equivalent of Hoist the Colors, the Pirates of the Caribbean thing. I believe it's Hans Zimmerman. You hear that as they sing to welcome the elusive Chimera form. As they emerge from the crowd, you'll see that she is a giant, even bigger than Blackwater. Muscular. Her skin is this translucent, watery blue-gray, and you can see the veins, but they are colored black. Any scars on their body have rotted to black. They have no shirt on, full titty out. You can see their every muscle kind of working in unison as this big, lanky kind of figure kind of walks with a bit of a not necessarily a bounce, but it's like their whole body sort of moves. And the only thing besides pants and whatnot that is on them is this black cloak that hangs just barely on the head, but it's hung up mostly on the back. There is a bump somewhere on this back holding the rest of this cloak up. And their eyes are they are as bright as the ocean, blue as it, but their sclera is completely black. And I need basically everyone to make a will save.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yes.
I got a nat 20 for 41, so suck it, Chimera form.
So I fail, but you can treat me. Will saving throw. I can redo a will saving throw. I have expanded luck, so I'm going to re-roll that. Yeah.
I will say, remember your hero points if you rolled something ill.
Yeah, that's a 15. Wait, no. With I add my will over here. Wait. 15 plus 18 is 33. Wait, is that right? 15 plus 3.
Yes.
Yeah, 33.
Oh, you're,
Yes,
Jesus.
that's
I don't think any of us
this whole
were
time to add 19 to 17, so I'm at 36.
I have 2 questions before
It's
I
hard.
roll. That is true. Math is hard. Is this an enchantment or an illusion?
This
That
is
is being
presence,
cast?
baby.
This is just
It's
presence?
nothing being cast. This is presence alone. It's
All right,
not
well then.
knowing. Yeah. This is based off of presence and legends. They are the 3 major lords for a reason. They each have tales. Like everyone in this room would know general tales about each one of them, and very notably for the Chimera form. Let me just make sure I'm saying everything right. You would know that they are born of the deep and blessed by the god of the depths. They are this fearsome creature. Their territory is strictly underwater basis as well. Their whole crew, everything, their ship straight up sinks. That's how they move. And everything about this person is, it's there. Whoever sees them, some people believe that they're cursed. If they make direct eye contact, other people know that they devour like dreams and souls and people. It's like, it's just the vibe truly that you get from them is what a monster.
Okay,
And
in
Kitty
that
out.
case, my roll is a 38.
38. Amazing. Now I will give you all the choice. Everyone except for Market. The DC was high. Everyone, you may either be frightened or fascinated. 1. And that condition will remain so as long as they are here. So as long as you're basking in their presence. Market, you crit succeeded, you're fine. DC was quite high for this. The reason why I say frightened or fascinated is because I don't know what level of monster fucker you guys are. So
I was gonna ask a question, but I also have the book, so I'm gonna grab it.
Idha is
I'm
going
fascinated.
to be fascinated. Yep.
Then I'll be frightened. Why don't I just make it easier on myself? You see the hairs on him start to like perk up, like a scared cat, like ready to sort of run, but frozen at the same time, and you start hearing just a slight like a small little hiss.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm just really quickly making sure I have the correct conditions up. I will let you know when it affects you, unless would you like me to tell you about it now, actually? What is your preference?
I'm okay.
I don't mind being surprised.
I like surprises.
Alright, everyone but Marikit, by the way, is affected. Marikit, you're fine. And I think you know why you're fine. The DC for you was also naturally lowered. After they meet to the center of the stage. Oh. I will also allow people to make perception rolls if they want a vibe check. Besides being, haha. Your conditions will come into play. Frightened will essentially, you take a status penalty of 1 to all your checks and DCs. So it's the -1 to everything.
Okay.
After they're fascinated, you take a -2 to perception and skill checks. And you can't use the concentrate trait unless you wish to receive the possible consequences of it. Y'all
So I
are
take what-
enamored.
So I take what I rolled, and then I minus the
And
one.
-1.
Yeah. Okay. That's not that bad.
Here I was
That's
trying to be
To
nice.
answer,
36 is what I got.
yeah. To answer a question in chat, no, the Chimera does not have a tail, but I rather Marikit actually would know they have a dorsal fin. That is the bump on the back. Yes, right there. Haha. Also, maybe why they're looking down a bit. It's awkward positioning.
Huh.
Huh.
Yeah,
I
36.
got a 30.
To
I also
perception.
have a 30 after penalties.
30, 30, 30, 30. Not Bamori. Market, would you like to make a check as well, or are you good? Perception.
Mine was a 30.
Oh, yours was a 30? You're all 30 then.
I got
Or lost
36.
a 30. 36. Oh, okay. Okay. Anybody who rolled, like, a third... You know what? Actually, you'd all notice. This part isn't necessarily too detailed, actually. You would notice there is a particular attention drawn on to your captain. If the Chimera form were looking in any direction, there is only one prey in their sight. And then finally, the third pirate lord, major pirate lord, I should say, arrives. This person walks up normally, as normal as you can entering an arena. But when she approaches, the people stand and cheer. This is the only person in this arena to get a full standing ovation, applause. People, you can see people pounding their chest. It is a roar, is what this is. And you will see Chun Tao of the Dragon's Breath. She is a short woman with jet black hair. It's long, but it's like part of it is up in a bun while the rest hangs loose and almost messily. And her face is just painted with scars that expertly hide any lines of physical age. Her arms are strong and just covered with tattoos, and her attire is very rich and black in color with red swirling patterns, and the sleeves and the length of the fabric in general, you can tell they are hemmed shorter, so that way it doesn't restrict movement, or they're tied back. Sometimes people tie the sleeves up like that. It's so that way movement is never restricted, and so if she should fight, she is always combat ready. She also carries this long chi, which is this dagger-axe spear, right on her back. And when she arrives, Umori, you feel something. Now I have a question. Would you like to resist this memory? Or would you like it to come
I think
to
Bamori's
you?
curious. She accepts everything that when something comes, she doesn't really have anything.
Because perhaps of the distance, or perhaps of the roar of the crowd, a lot of this comes in choppy bits. You have a memory of laughter. There's a young woman with a lovely painted face. The next, you see, it's a flash. A spear being thrown in the air. It spins in the sky. And this memory ends with a loud no! And that's it. You're brought back. But maybe your senses are that of when it's a long, eerie sound, a long, loud beep when something bad. You're 2 seconds away from tinnitus. That kind of vibe. As you're kind of rocked back into reality. Or what you think is reality. It takes a bit for the crowd to settle. It takes a bit for people to sit down. You can probably tell perhaps the pirate lords like basking in their glory for a little bit, but like, let's be real, the real audience came when Chun Tao arrived. And once silence hits the room, Blackwater speaks up. And he belts. We all know why this meeting was called, yes. We're all aware. We sail every day. We live in these waters. We know that we are deflooding. We know of the lengths and the turmoil that this is about to cause. Lost islands rising like gods. Interrupting trading routes. Interrupting tariffs and taxes. What will we do? Just look at my Melicity. We are in ruin. Some people agree. You are free to react as you wish, as he kind of pauses for dramatic effect. And that dramatic effect is indeed, of course, reactions. Do you wish to make a reaction?
I'm keeping my eye completely on our captain. Like, yeah.
Oh no, I am not going to react at this point.
But Mori is not listening and is just staring at Juntao, but like with just confusion. No recognition, just like unwavering staring. Not perceiving, just staring.
Mm-hmm.
I think Itha is going to react and sort of give like vocalize agreement, but not in like an overtly loud manner so as to draw attention to herself, more so just to sort of like blend into the crowd who is doing that.
Rashu, you said you were staring at your captain, yes?
Yep.
Would you say that you are completely focused on your captain right now? Or are you trying to multitask?
No, I'm trying to pay attention to the captain. Like, more than any of the rest of it.
Then I will say it comes to you every now and then. You will see... You see your cadejos, sometimes they come like mist, like wind, fog. That kind of vibe where like if you were to blow in their direction, it moves like this. Like a flame. Occasionally, you see puffs of that around your captain. Of course, only you really can see it this way. And every now and then, you swear, and I promise this is not creepy, it gets closer and closer to Marikit's chest. Almost like it's puffing out like this. The flames are not big.
Is it only the black Cadeo?
You only see the black Cadeo. Mm-hmm. It is very much like that. Not in rapid succession, but it is almost like if it mimics their breathing. So if Marikit were to get panicked all of a sudden, that's when it gets rapid. If it's long, steady breaths, it's like that. It's very visual. By focusing, you are able to study it essentially as that. The reactions aside, Blackwater then continues. He goes, I say, in favor of all of us, we keep what lands arrive in our territory. Any interrupted trading routes, we will have new routes charted around with a law affirming no raiding rules. A firm one. Keep us safe. Keep those merchants safe and our coppers filled. Any island caught between territories and nations, that is where we come in. We are lords, each and every one of us. It is in our territory, we do what we do best. We fight for it. Tooth and nail. Plunder. It is within our rights as lords that we take what is rightfully ours. These lands weren't here before, but they are now, and they will bend to us. Once again, pause for dramatics. Some cheers, some boos. Since you guys are right beside the Queen Ariana, she frowns. She was all smiles and politeness when talking to you. She frowns hard, doesn't make much of a noise, just if there is motherly disappointment, I will say. Not that there is a relation there, but it's if you've ever seen a disappointed mom or maternal figure, you know how that feels. You know what that look looks like. This woman is one chupple throw away. You know, that is where she's at in current visual guys. Would anyone like to react?
Yeah, I'm going to voice the same opinion that she does. Just give like a kind of growl to see if I can like. I'm pretending like that's how I feel. I don't feel like that, but it's me trying to get her to think that I'm that way so that she can tell us why she feels that way.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Ida is going to.
Anyone else?
Ida is going to slam their hand clean onto this table. Stand up, removing the disguise on themselves as they're doing that. So the rocks make way for their actual skin, and they will look.
The mushrooms do pop back up, but the mushrooms do pop back up. They were always there, unfortunately.
And they will look Blackwater dead in the eye and say, "The new lands that pop up, you want to keep for whoever owns the area. Why? You don't own those lands. Nobody owns those lands. We should have a fair and impartial way of determining who controls them."
Does anybody want to add anything to that?
Yeah, Marika is also going to stand.
Sure,
and say,
amen.
Marika is going to say.
I wasn't listening.
Good, perfect. Look around at Felicity at the state of these lands here. Is this the type of stewardship that we should expect in the new deflooded areas?
It is around this time where it looked Blackwater shoots daggers in your all general direction, and it looks like he's about to. The best way to put it is verbally eviscerate you all. But Chun Tao actually walks up. She is holding her G, and she just slams it once for complete dominance. It's her turn to speak, and she goes, "Well, actually, I disagree. It sounds like you're full of shit, Davian. This will only create more feuds and more fights. You really want to start a war you clearly can't win." Everyone else looks exactly like how y'all look right now. Except for in your general vicinity, you know Queen Ariana she went from disappointed mom to proud mom. Just sitting back like this, watching. This is fun for her. This is TV. This is her telenovela. You may speak if you wish, or react if you wish. You good? You good with astonished silence? Alright. Blackwater harks. It's not even a laugh or a chuckle. It's literally just ha. Like if HA had a had an actual sound. That's HA. Ha. Stupid woman. You think you understand this? All you do is sit in your shitty fucking boat with your shitty fucking community. You think you understand the laws of the sea, you with no trading routes and hardly any ground. And Chantal just goes, well, I understand more than you. I understand war. I understand how these people were. I fought in wars. Well, you capitalist pig. Trying to make profits off of it? Where's the business? But I won't sell my soul to it. You may all make perception rolls right now. It is tense.
May
The
I
DC is quite
hurl
high.
a telekinetic projectile at this man?
No.
If you really
I'm
want
angry,
to,
and I don't know why.
That is true.
I'm
If
gonna
you want
eat
to,
a crab.
I
I don't
say-
know why, but Bemori, like, I want to, like, as Bemori, I'm just like, no, you insulted her. I don't know why. I have to hit you. I have to.
All right. Yeah, make your roll very quickly. I'm gonna see.
Let me see. Plus, 32.
32. You lift your crab. I have a question. Do you have a color for your magic? A vibe for your magic? At all? It is
I
telekinetic,
do.
yes, but is there
It
anything?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's turquoise.
You lift this crab with what I assume is with a turquoise. Not necessarily shield. It just consumes this crab, so that way we know that the crab is safe because no crabs are harmed in the making of this stream. However, as you are about to launch it, Queen Ariana grabs it out of the air. It's mid-launch. She grabs it like this, and holds the dear crab like to her chest, and looks at you away, and she goes, "I am so fond of you, dear, but please do not start something that you will be hunted for. Not yet. Let's watch. Shall we?"
Or kind of that, like, she's not entirely sure that's what it is because she's not fully familiar, and her, her human parents are much less, strict. But she gets the feeling of like a child that's been like very gently, like not scolded so much as just like gently corrected, and she like sits down with this foreign feeling conflicting with the other foreign feeling of like needing to stand up for someone she by all means has never seen before. And she's just like, you know what? Too much confusion. Sitting down, not doing anything. Too much confusion. Too much.
I want to say this is unarmed. She's not really an unarmed person, but she not 20'd that, so this was fun. And you do see
That
Queen
is nice.
Ariana simply take the crab. Yeah, she takes the crab. She looks at the crab, and then puts it on top of her head. And the crab joins with the crown, and it just chills there. This crab doesn't move. It's chill now. You may even call it a king crab. You never know. She is Ariana of the deep, essentially. She is queen of the deep, you would think. Right. There were perception checks that people wanted to make. I'm assuming it's going to be everyone but Bemori, who just went on site. What were your perception checks?
30.
40.
21. I was distracted by the crab throw-in.
You were distracted by the crab throwing? Yes, you were. Rashu, I will say, perhaps you were just a bit more fixated on your captain, and then the debacle of the crab.
Yeah.
Just happening.
I was scared for my life.
Though. Yes, you were. And you should be. But Mitsu beats it, though, is how you see it is the slightest, subtlest movement. It is a raise of a brow in a general direction, in which then the chimera form, who has been quiet this whole time, will speak up and simply say, The Blackwater is right. We should do as we always do. Mariquette, you get this for free. This is very out of character. You probably know why. But it's not cool, bro. That's the best way to put it. There is bickering amongst the three now, where mostly the Chimera form remains quiet and stoic, and mostly, like, they will acknowledge anything with a grunt, like a like that. Like, that is just them conversing. Most of the bickering, the yelling, the fighting does in fact come from Blackwater and Chuntao, who are just going at it. It's a cat dog fight like you've never seen before. It is just it's a back alley brawl but with words. And then from the quite literally from the sky, you will notice a new glamorous entrance. As these flower petals kind of fall, which now alerts people to look up. Rashu, you've seen this entrance though before as you were like skulking about. You know that there is one more entrance, and it's all the way at the top, the very top. It is like a pedestal like thing. It's from your angle, you can sort of see it now, that it is indeed meant to look like a pedestal. And only then have you noticed what appeared to be a statue actually is getting up and moving. You will notice her manner of speaking very easily. That is Reyna up there, watching, as the third star should. And as she kind of gets closer and closer to the edge of the pedestal, she will flick her hand out and say, "Silence!" And the bickering stops. She looks like an ant to you guys right now, but you can tell just with the train that's coming around, it's like so much fabric, so much theatrics. She's probably very stunning. Just, she's this beautiful from afar. You can only imagine what them goblins did up close. They worked. They are fairy goblins. Fairy goblin mothers? Something like that. Pun for later. And she simply tilts her head very slightly and says, "Let the minor lords speak." And now the floor is open. The major lords are shutting up. You may speak your piece, as others will also speak their piece. If you wish, if you have anything you wish to say.
I'll stand. And I will say that if these new trade routes go through lands that we are running and we choose to plunder them, then it is their fault, and I will not abide by these rules that are being made up in these lands. That is not the way of pirates.
Yeah, you get a couple people actually. You see it first before you hear it, nodding in agreement. There are some agreements on your side, while there's also very vocal boo, like, you know, on the other side. Excuse me, particularly coming from Bandit.
We'll do it in our really nice ship. I look over at Bandit. You started it. I'm just finishing it.
You just get a, you know, like, not a this. You get like a this from some of Bandit's crew, not from Bandit. Bandit has a crab-shaped bruise forming. Anyone else
Why'd you
wishes
have
to
to
speak?
mention that?
Itha will also speak up as well. Rashu speaks the truth. We are pirates. How can you lay claim to a land that has been underwater all of this time, that has not been fully claimed, has not been inhabited? This is not your land. And we here, as minor lords, we also lay a stake in these new territories. It is only the law of the sea to allow everybody the opportunity to fight for it. What? And then looking straight at Blackwater as he says this. What? Are you afraid that some minor lords will beat you to it? Is that what this is?
You get a sneer. You get some oohs. Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
I think that the water that circles Marikat always is sort of pulling tighter to their body, but they stand and look at the chimera form and say, these lands aren't your domain anymore. They wouldn't be your domain under any law. Why would you support this?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mori, do you want to say anything before I cut to a direct answer?
Yeah.
Thank you. Wise words.
Welcome. Thanks.
Mariket, you called out the chimera form, and the chimera form has not turned away their gaze from you since this whole time. And they will stand a bit and say, if these lands used to belong to me, underwater in my domain, then perhaps I should decide what becomes of it. Perhaps I should give it back to the mother. Mariket, you and I will say a lot of other people can catch on that they know that the chimera form is the chosen of Verendis. Verendis is the god of depths and the goddess of monsters. And he's full on going right now saying, sacrifice, sacrifice. That is exactly what he is saying right now. What they should do, perhaps, to these islands. Some people very vocally agree, but for different gods. You hear, Ingjisu needs an offering. Only the best land for them. You hear, Mamoris is the sea. They deserve all of the islands as a gift. Someone else goes, but these belong to Tala. These are the wetlands. And Tala united the wetlands. We are still the wetlands. These belong to her descendant. You know where the descendant is. The descendant's upstairs. This slowly becomes into extremely loud bickering amongst all the lords, to the point where everyone has a piece to say. Ariana chooses to remain quiet. She chooses to watch and to gather. Occasionally, you will see you will see even Davion jumping in and harking at things, and then occasionally cutting glances to especially you, Irha. Throwing some punches there. They're looking at you sharply before looking at someone else who's very vocally tries to challenge him or something like that. And it is clear that this is slowly becoming just a shouting fest as anyone who has been to a council meeting like this before, usually happens. And then once again, from the sky, Reyna speaks, yelling, "Silence!" And it takes a little bit more to die down this time, but they do it. And she goes, "I wish to speak now. Am I not a lord?" There are some people that go, "No, you're a lord." Like, you hear the agreement, you see the head shake, you hear some grunts. And then she calmly states, "The stars are not in position. I must consult them tomorrow night when the moon is at its peak. Please, my honored guests, lords of major and minor leagues, join me for a feast. Until then, I am sure Captain Blackwater will see that your needs are met and your bills paid." And everybody agrees to that. There's a nice cheer, there's a party, a feast. Everybody except Blackwater. You guys are up in the front row. It's very easy to see the visual disdain on this man's face. And Chantao will speak up once again, slamming her spear, and say, "Well, I believe the meeting's adjourned then. Go on, lots of you. You know where to fit the bill. Get out." People are starting to leave, file through, back where they came. The lords take their time. They will not leave yet. They're the last ones to leave. You're pretty sure Reyna is gone when you see her. Statue, her silhouette, her train, her trail, disappeared. What would you guys like to do?
I'd like to usher my group towards the exit, like the passage in the wall, so that we're not going out the same way as Bandit, because he's probably trying to murder us.
I think Bimori would go along because she has to, because like this is her group, but she's definitely the last one, I think, and she's still just staring at Chantao as like she leaves. Like she's kind of like walking backwards, probably being dragged a little bit, by with someone or all of her crew. Who knows? Who knows? I'm sure it's not uncommon for Bimori to airheaded and kind of space out and need to be physically pushed to where she needs to go. So this might just look like that, and might not be obvious that she's actually focused on something right now. But yeah, she's staring.
Mariki is going to wait very specifically until she is sort of rushed up in the crowd and out of the direct eye range of the Chimera form. And then I would like to send a message. A normal message, not a dream message, but the message.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, no, because that would have to wait until night now. The message is a sacrifice. Do you really want to return these islands? Or are you just discarding them without warning or meaning, as is your way? And then they will follow their party out. And because I am not in direct line, they can't respond without sending one themselves.
I think since it had noticed the raising of the eyebrow and the particular attention that the Chimera form was giving to Marikit, I think they, as we're leaving, would have kind of like continued to watch the Chimera form and like looking at Marikit as well, just to see, just to observe what is going on here. And I think her intention is to talk to Marikit afterwards.
Oh, same.
Like later, maybe later tonight, maybe before, like after dinner or something, to ask about that.
When we get into that like back little hallway, that's where I would have like sort of stopped to sort of say something to Mary. I would have been like, I'd look over at Irha and I'd say, I saw the spirit again. This was the black spirit, connecting you in the chimera form in some way. I don't know what it is that you're not telling us, but there's something there, and I think you could be in danger. Like, and he says it. Yeah.
Sorry, I would like to reiterate just in case.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's you saw the same you saw the black spirit come from the Blackwater specifically.
Oh. Okay, then then I would not be at that urgent.
Direct eye
No,
contact.
thank you for that clarification. That's very different. I would not have brought it up there because that would have been a very different. But I will try to find time to speak with Mary Kid later. Sorry for my misunderstanding. Note changed.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
But yeah, we're in like I would imagine the back hallways that we came through.
Yes, yeah. You're back in the servants' quarters. And here in the servants' quarters is where you will meet Alani again. Swift this one is, when they wish to be. They will look at you all and they will go, the star says, you should look further in to the town. You have one day going to a stick. Gather information, stay safe, and beware. Beware. If you see the darkness, if you see the spirits, the ones that haunt you, turn away. Yes? For now, turn away. We are not ready. The stars aren't in position.
We will do
One
what we
more
can.
thing, and this time they one more thing, and this time they pull out a note and they read it, and they furrow their brows just a little bit, taking their time, and they go, if you need a place to stay, the star says, send her the tavern bill. End quote. And then they just crumple the paper up and throw it.
The whole bill.
Bill. Yeah.
Well, folks, I think it's going to be a very, very good night, if you ask me.
That's fair.
I think. I think we'll leave, unless there's anything particular you guys would like to do right now. We will leave off here and begin next session with more exploration of Melicity and hopefully a big fucking feast.
Yeah.
And as for everyone else, thank you for the subs, the follows, the donations, all of it. That fam is the best fam. So remember, the weekend is just getting underway, and the Dragons and Things Network has you covered. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific, we have Kings of Dirt. Oh, I like that name. A 2 D20 system apocalyptic adventure set in a world where society has collapsed in 2018. That's so specific. Thank you. And if you can't get enough of High Seas Adventures on Sunday at 6 p.m., we have the premiere of Season 2 of the Voyage of the Siren Song, a Pathfinder 1E adventure. That's right, different rules. technically the same setting, sort of. Join us next week here on SHAMBHALA. Excuse me. Same dat time, same dat channel. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for your donations. I promise we'll get you that magic item, though. It's gonna be very narrative. Thank you.